Escape from Tarkov devs are in some hot water right now, as the devs won't call its controversial PvE mode DLC, but it is making it free to play for players who own a now delisted edition of the game. What is happening over here? What a mess.
This is hard to follow almost. I'm glad this is a bit of a summary here because it's a mess.
Yeah, Oz and Kunk over at VG247 gets us all caught up. After facing controversy over a incredibly pricey Escape from Tarkov game mode, Battlestate Games has decided to release it free to play after all. Kind of. Earlier in the week, Battlestate Games made the quite baffling decision to announce that Escape from Tarkov's upcoming PvE mode will cost a whopping $267 for new players? What?
This is a mode. This is not even a full game.
But, dude, blows my mind. What were you thinking about coming out with a game mode that is PvE, not even competitive, and it's $267? Where's the $7 come from? Even that's a weird, baffling choice to me. I don't know. That's just... wow, man. Which obviously didn't go well with the gaming community. Further frustrating was the fact that those who own Edge of Darkness Edition were meant to get all future DLCs for free, except that edition has now been delisted. Yeah, and those who do own the version of the game would still have to pay $100 to upgrade to the new Unheard Edition. It's a ridiculous amount of money for not even a full game. Just a single mode. And following the reaction, it seems like Battlestate Games has changed its mind on how it will be selling the mode, mostly for the better. Battlestate Games studio head Nick Boynov shared a post on the game's official subreddit to, quote, clarify the situation, end quote. According to Nick, the PvE mode, quote, is not DLC. DLC, in our understanding, is the major additions to the game, including various functionality. Yeah, it does, right? And content that are released after the official release of the game as a themed DLC pack. Scav Life DLC, for example, which will add a lot of new mechanics and content for Scav gameplay and leveling, end quote. Nick also explained that because the PvE mode is, quote, necessarily located entirely on a separate network infrastructure, end quote, it, quote, is not possible, end quote, to give Edge of Darkness owners early access to the mode. However, the developer is making it so that the Edge of Darkness owners will get the mode for free when it launches with the full release of the game. Edge of Darkness owners will also be able to purchase early access to the mode at a 70% discount through a price for that hasn't been set. So it's yet to be determined how generous that is. Scott, what is going on here?
Oh man, I don't like the reclassifying this game. It's not a DLC to get us out of our previous commitments of handing over free DLC. That sounds awful to me. Yeah. And they couldn't even just have the stand-up courage to call it an expansion pack. This is just... I have never seen something drawn out like this, so piecemeal. The comparison is drawn to Star Citizen. And Star Citizen is very similar in that it's still not a full released game, but it is incredibly expensive. And I don't understand how any of this can stand in a shooter space. There is some competition springing up now, and I think that Escape from Tarkov is really going to have to spin on its heels and figure itself out, because is it Gray Zone? Gray Zone is the new kid on the block, and it seems to be really cool. I think it's going to catch a lot more attention this way.
At one point, I was looking at Escape from Tarkov, looking to jump in, but there seems to be quite the learning curve to get in there. I just really didn't have the time to sit down and dedicate to get focused on it, because it's on too many other projects. But at the end of the day, it always had my interest. Oh man, would they ever bring this to console? We've talked about this many times on the show, and it doesn't seem like it ever will. But which is fine, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe I will have to go over to PC. And then the way they just crapped all over the community like this puts me right off the game. But then when you mention Gray Zone, I'm like, dude, that's one I've been having my eye on lately, because it is rising up through, everybody's zeitgeist of going, hey, have you seen this game? Have you seen this game? Mm-hmm. Have you seen how good this game looks? Dude, have you seen how good this game looks? Wow. Like, it almost looks photorealistic, right? Like, it does the grass is swaying, you're going through the jungle, you're going through the bush, you get out into the open streets, and you're like, this is nuts. And then there's all these objectives to do. I'm like, dude, we need to jump on this game. At this point, I think I'm all in. I've watched enough. I've been watching certain people play, kind of getting their idea of, okay, what is this game all about? Because I have seen conversation spark about it, right? I'm like, huh, this game looks cool. I'm not a big PC shooter guy by no means at all, but this one has my interest, and like, maybe this is the one that does pull me in. But when Escape from Tarkov comes over, and when it was rising up, I saw a lot of people, man, a ton of people playing it and loving it. And then over the past weekend and a couple days, Twitter's just exploded with the negativity towards Escape from Tarkov because they want to gouge everybody for one mode. Dude, the game's not even out in like a 1.0 yet, and they're trying to just nail people for this amount of money is ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. Dude, I'd still rather pay 3 times over to go play another game of GTA, because I bought that game 3 or 4 times. It still doesn't add up to this.
No, they at least have, there's something behind those upgrades when it comes to GTA. I'm not certain that this is something that you could say the game shouldn't have just had from day one, but it's, this is Battlestate Games showing their hand, and I don't think anybody is very happy with them. They're going to spend a long time crawling out of this hole.
Absolutely. But it's just one of those things, like, you have competition now, where I think they didn't have it before, right? Escape was the place to go. You wanted to play a game like this, Escape from Tarkov was your only destination. Now with Gray Zone on the rise, like, man, you better sort this out real fast, because you're about to lose players. How many players right now are going, Gray Zone's over here. Escape from Tarkov, yeah, I've invested years and years and years into this game, but maybe now it's time to jump ship. It's not something you want to hear, but something is a reality. And it definitely could play into something along this, especially when you're looking to nail people so much for a game mode. Not the game, but a mode. And that's just ridiculous, man. That's not how you treat your community at the end of the day. But I don't know. You can always stay up to date with everything we do, though. Hit us up, itgtv.com. There, check out all of our socials, and you just won't miss anything that way.